Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to use Inkscape. This is gonna be a beginner's tutorial for you guys, so basically I want you inside this website right now. This is gonna be the link, and basically this should be the one you're seeing also on your end. Once you're here, simply click on this download button to get that application get and running. Simply run it up, install it, and by the way, this is applicable for Linux, Windows, and Apple devices. So don't worry, so if you're using a different device, please stay in the video. So right now, once you download it, it should look like this. This is gonna be the launcher. It's loading quite a while. Let me just move it. Now you'll have three options at the start. You have default by Canva, you have checkered, you have dark checkered, or you have default. I'm gonna go with default here. So for the keyboard, you have the Inkscape default. You have ACD, Adobe, Color, Saurus, Zoner, and so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna stay with default, and the pretty ones, this is just gonna be the theme of the exact launcher. So if you want it dark or light, just click this button right here. So I'm gonna go with dark. And that being said, if you're ready to go, simply click on time to draw right here and choose the presetted templates for you guys. So I'm gonna go with print. I'm gonna go with A4 landscape. So this is how it should look like. This is the plain Canva of Inkscape. So before we get started, I want to let you know that I'm just gonna give you the tutorial here, the basic ropes, and the quality of your output will be differ or independent by your imagination. Basically, the limit here would be your imagination. And by the way, if you're familiar with Canva, you're familiar with Paint, you're familiar with Microsoft Word, you won't have a problem with this one. So my suggestion with you, don't be nervous. I got you from here, and let's get started. So let's focus first on the left side tools. We have the pointer, the most generic one. We have this one that they call node tool. So if you're not familiar with the name, just hover your mouse, leave it be, and it will read the name. So as you can see right there, this is shape builder tool, and this is the rectangle, ellipse or arc. We have star and polygon. We have the 3D box tool, we have the spiral, and we have pen tool right here. So let's focus first on the first few ones, and then I'm gonna go with the square with this one, a rectangle. Simply click on it, and then I'm gonna create a rectangle right here. As you can see right there, I've just made a rectangle of my own. So once I've made one, you'll notice the right side will automatically appear with colors, with sections, with tools, right? Think of it as a paint. If you're using paint, or if you have been using paint since when it started, you're not gonna have a problem here. So first, you can change the color like so. The shadow, saturation, this is gonna be the lightness and the alpha transparency. Moreover, as you can see right there, let's try giving it a little bit more color. As you can see right there, I'm gonna go with a little bit more blue for me. There you go. So technically we have a rectangle now. So to move it, simply click on the pointer, select on it, and we can move it as so. Now if you choose or you want to change the nodes, which is the node tool right here, you want to explore it. And by the way, this is also my first time trying it out, so I'm going to take you step by step here. So node tool for us, this is basically changing the shape, the edges of your shape. So if you click on that one, you can change it. Remove some nodes here, clicking right there as so, right? Pretty good here. Now that being said, please pay your attention on the rulers from above. So these are the measurements. I'm gonna call them margins or margin of measurements. So this is gonna be a reference how long, how wide our vector is. So if you choose or check on your right side right here, you have the stroke style, which is you can edit the width, you can edit the metrics or unit, you have the dashes here, you have the order, the markers, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go with stall free markers over here, and let's try moving this one out. As you can see, I'm using the node tool right now to make it a little bit more into an ellipse rather than a rectangle. So just make sure you choose a specific shape, because if you click on the square, you're just enlarging it like a pointer tool. If you use it on the circle one, you're making into an ellipse. So we are now done with rectangle. Let's try a different size or different shape. I'm gonna go with this one, the star polygon. So click on it, click and drag, sorry about that. Now I'm creating a star polygon. As you can see, I'm rotating it as so. This is gonna be clockwise, and my shape is also rotating. So I'm just gonna stay with this one, and then choose a pointer tool so I can adjust it as I do so. So that being said, I'm gonna change the color. So as you can see right there, paint is undefined. I'm gonna change the color to a little bit more red, so we have some differences. And that being said, I've just created a polygon. So this one right here, the pen tool, draw braces, curves, straight lines. This is gonna be by freehand. For example, by simply clicking differences of an edges, you'll create a shape. So if you enclose it, you'll just create the shape right there. How perfect is that, right? So for example, you don't want to enclose it and you just want to simply finish your shape. Click where it ended, and you're done with that shape. So this is another tool called pencil. Basically, this is going to be a freehand tool right there. So again, enclose it, and you've just made a shape right here. So I'm going to make a heart. I hope I make a perfect heart for you guys. As so, right? How perfect is this one? So we have also a text tool right here. One click, you'll enter a text box right there. So, hello. So it's not really visible. Let me make it a little bit more darker. Zoom it a little bit, and there is our text. So to enlarge it, of course, we can enlarge it by simply placing our attention on the right side. We have these options right here to enlarge a specific tool, or just simply pay our attention to the top section right here. We have these sizes, right? Or if not, just simply enlarge it as so. How powerful is that, right? So there are also some text filters here. So choose text over there, text and font, and then we can choose a specific font size over here. So currently we're using sans serif. You can use agency FB. You can use the font size right here. These are the collections. As so, just choose however you please over here. So again, make sure you pay your attention to the right side. This is the section tool. And right now, let's try a different tool just for the sake of the discussion. I'm gonna go with this gradient one. So upon checking earlier, I love this a lot because if you click on a specific icon right there with this gradient tool, it will change its colors. As you can see right there, it's changing its colors. How come? Or how am I moving this one? I'm just moving it up and down. It's changing its colors as we go so. Right? How powerful is that? And also, let's pay our attention now on the layer or object right here. Layers to object. As you can see, we have this section. All of this shapes, even the text, is in one layer. So for example, let me just click my pointer tool. I want to enclose this one on top of my square. And then I want this on the back side of my square or rectangle. I can simply click on this option right here. So raise. We have raise to top. We have lower or lower to bottom. So click lower right there. And this option will take it back at the back of a square. Much like Canva feature, move it backward, move it forward, right? To make it faster, edit your layers here. So you don't have to click that move up, move down at the same time. That's how you do it. Now that being said, we also have some object to file here. So if you click on layers, some objects right there, this is our layers. If you click on path, you have different shapes to path here. Now a little bit more information regarding adding text is if you click on this icon, right? Remember I told you, one click is gonna be adding a text, so that's gonna be hello. Or you can just drag and hold and create a box right there and type in hello. I think it not cut off. Again, let me check. Oh, there you go. However, if you overlap your text on that specific box, it will not show up. So what you can do is basically hold the box and make sure expand it until it's color blue, so you can check those texts once more. And by the way guys, if you selected the text right there, for example, you highlighted it, I'm gonna just click on that one. I want to highlight this specific text. On the top sections, there are things to take note of. You can edit the font style here. You can edit the condensation, the italic, if it's bold, totally up to you. Now the size is right here. I already maximized the size. This is gonna be the inches, the millimeter. That is not really important for now. This is gonna be the lines. This is the orientation. And this is the spacing over here. Let me just fix that orientation for you. I think it went a little bit further. And also you can edit the orientation here. Let me just click that one. Let's just focus on the second one now. It went all the way there. So next one is gonna be the orientation. You can flip it. So let me just expand this so we can see what's happening if we're flipping it. There you go. So again, we can flip it as so. Whatever we need here, okay? You can also change it's like mirroring. And also if you want to change the color, let me just fix the orientation here. I'm gonna put it back on horizontal. Give me a second. The other exclamation point is not being highlighted, so let me just go back, fix that orientation for you. And then to change that color, you need to pull out the this one right here. The layers or fill and strokes are about that, and simply change the color on this section right here, as you do please. Now, a little bit more information regarding shapes. So I have 3 shapes here to be exact, right? So if you click a specific object, even if it's only a text, if you double click on it, you'll automatically open up that command that can use the text. For example, I'm gonna go back on pointer, right? This is gonna be my pointer command. If I double click on this text, I will open my command text over there, and I can simply type a new text. If I double click right now on a square, let me just go back on pointer. If I double click on a square, I can open a new square. Easy as that. And then on this one, if I double click, I'll open up the nodes, wherein diamond is edges and square are the arcs. So if I can just click on it, I'll edit it as I may. I can mirror it, I can move it, I can enlarge it as I do please. That is how powerful this Inkscape is. So a little bit information regarding shapes and how to edit them. As you can see, I have 3 shapes here, right? From earlier, I've mentioned if you double click on a certain shape or object, you will copy the command. So for this one, if you double click once more, you'll apply those nodes where you can certainly change its shape from here and out, edit the size, enlarge it as it is. I think I've added a simple square right there. Let me just remove them. So if you double click on it, you can upscale or enlarge it. However, in the star right now, you cannot do much things here. You can only have a little bit of adjustments, right? As so right there. So to edit it fully, before editing a shape, I suggest clicking on it, making it into a path. So click on path, make it an object to path right there. Same goes with the star, object to path, and the text also object to path. With that being said, if you closely monitor this one, let me just zoom it, double click, and you'll have those nodes you can edit as it is. So for example, this one from a star, I can make it now into a polygon, right? And this is where the magic happens. If we focus on the text, if I double click, I'll have those nodes where I can change a specific letter. For example, this letter E, I can make it into a letter H if I may so, right? And that being said, that's how powerful it is. And again, if you want to change the color, simply double click on it and click on path, and then a rather object and fill and stroke. Again, changing the color is on this section. Just want to highlight this option right there. So let's try now inserting an image. So if we want to add an image and convert to a vector, we can do as we please. Simply click on file, click on import right here, choose a sample photo. I'm gonna go with this one. I got this from Midjourney, by the way. These are the questions. Image type, image DPI. I'm gonna go by default. Embedded, from file, and none right there. Click on OK. So I have this one right here. To make it into a vector, simply click on path, click on trace bitmap right here, and this option on the right will show up. Now you have two options, single scan, multicolor, or pixel art. I'm gonna go with single scan here. I'm gonna go with brightness cutoff or edge detection. It's really up to you guys. How do you do, or you choose some of things here. So I'm gonna go to brightness cutoff, simply click on apply, and then simply just move it a little bit. So I have created a vector on this specific image. Imagine having those image and you want to trace them, you want to make them into a vector so you can color them, use them as you do please. Inkscape can help you do that in seconds. How powerful is that, right? I just want to highlight how powerful Inkscape is. And that being said, these are the things I want you to take note of. And also, these are the color palettes on the lower section. Almost forgot about this one. So we don't need to forget about those, right? So if we have multiple tools here and we want to move them side by side, we can just select the control tool, make sure everything is highlighted, and simply just move them as we please, right? So we don't need to move them one by one here. So I know you know that, you're familiar with that. Anyway, I'm just reminding you guys. So I hope you had fun. Right now, we're now on the end part of the video. We're now saving it. So to save it, simply click on File, Save As right here. And basically, like saving any other file, you can choose SVG, you can choose JPL right there. But for now, I'm gonna go with FVG. Simply click on Save. I'm gonna go with Desktop so it's easy to find. And with that, we have just saved our photo, right? I want now to export it. So simply click on File, click on Export, and you'll see this option on the right that says Export, right? So right now, this is the preview of our selected drawing. This one right here, let me just select it. And background color, we can still change it on this part. So by the way guys, since this is an SVG, I want it to be saved as a PNG, or I suggest you guys to save it as a PNG. Click it right there, click on export, and right now we have it saved on our desktop. Basically that's it. Those are the tips and tricks on using Inkscape for beginners for you. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.